All right, folks, here we go. About to do another video. I've been doing videos about my love for camping and the campers and stuff like that, but I don't know that I've ever shared a video with you guys about what I believe to be I think it is my first love, which is motorcycles. Ta-da! This is just one of them, but yeah, man, it's my first love, motorcycles. I remember where I'm here in a beautiful Mill Creek Park here in Youngstown, Ohio. This is my absolute favorite place in the city. I live real close to the park, so I like to spend much time as I can in here. But about the motorcycles, I remember my first experience. This is my first memory of loving motorcycles. This is you see guys riding motorcycles. The old school dudes in the city of Youngstown. If you're from Youngstown, David Horatio, Ricky Vega, Giorgio Horatio. Them dudes was all riders, man. They all rode the old Cal 900s and stuff like that. And shoot, I remember riding those bikes. I may or may not had to start a few of them with a screwdriver. I think they lost the keys to them. The keys got lost, so we had to start them with screwdrivers. But yeah, I remember riding those bikes and I couldn't even touch the ground. I would have to stop on a curb, like when I came to a stop sign. I would have to put my foot down onto the curb to stop because I couldn't reach the ground. But the bad thing was, if there was no curb, I couldn't stop. I would have to jump on the sidewalk, wait for the traffic, go flow with traffic under the sidewalk, and then merge. That was my trick. That's what I would do. I would merge from the sidewalk back under the street. My very first memory of my passion for motorcycles was my brother's friend. His name was Miguel. He came over and was telling my brother about a motorcycle he had parked behind the garage. And he was thinking about selling it. I don't know if it was his or somebody else's, whatever. So my brother said, I'm going to go see it. And my brother Smiley, wherever he went when I was little, I went. I was like a little shadow. So I would throw a fit if he wouldn't take me with him. So, I went with him that day looking at the motorcycle, whatever. And I'm like, man, I got to sit on this motorcycle. Let me sit on the motorcycle. So they did. They let me sit on the motorcycle. Getting me off the motorcycle was a whole different story. I remember I sat on that motorcycle till I fell asleep. I fell asleep on that motorcycle. When I woke up, everybody was already gone. And I was little. I had to find my way back home. Yeah. But it was worth it, man, because I got to sit on that motorcycle and dream of riding. And it was amazing. I remember that. But not too much has changed since then, I'm going to say, I'm 54 now. Not too much has changed. My ability to take time and ride has changed. Some of my priorities, kind of get in the way. Doing adulting type stuff gets in the way. But I just pulled this bike out for the first time, and the love and the passion just comes right back, man. As soon as you hit the throttle and let that clutch out, man, it's like right back being a kid again. If you never rode a motorcycle, I don't know if you could understand it. Maybe if you were a roller coaster or something like that, that might come close, but nothing's like it. Nothing's like it, in my opinion. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about this motorcycle here. This is a BMW k1600gtle. This is a 6-cylinder motor. It's a car motor. They put this motor on a motorcycle. They could have put this in the car, and the car would have been happy with it. But instead, BMW, they're kind of crazy. They put this thing on a motorcycle. Has 160 horsepower, 130 foot-pounds of torque, which basically means it's fast as heck. I guess what I was doing when I was thinking about doing this video, I said, well, let me do a comparison between this and Harley Davidson's touring bike. That's what this is considered, a touring bike. So I was going to say, okay, most people know Harley Davidson. A lot of people don't know BMW. Actually, a lot of people, when they hear BMW and see a BMW motorcycle, they say, well, I don't even know BMW made motorcycles. Well, you know what? BMW made motorcycles before they made cars. So they were making motorcycles first, then they made cars. And they do a great job of it. Arguably one of the baddest bikes in the industry. This one here is a luxury touring bike. So this is like the Cessna, the luxury plane or the yacht of the highway. It has so many features. I mean, along with the power, it has a very luxurious ride. It has like 6 different ride modes. Like, it's really extensive. The menu, navigation, of course, it has navigation, but this bike here is saying I need service because of a time. I just had the bike service. This bike is brand new tires. It's got new oil, but they set the service indicator on time intervals as well as mileage. So I haven't had it serviced in a time period. So it shows that I need a service, which I really don't. But this one here has, if you look here on the screen, it has, I don't know if that's reflecting, if you can see that or not, but what I'm doing is tapping into the menu, the computer menu, and it has all of these features here. Tire pressure, it has all of this stuff. But what I'm talking about right now is the ride suspension. So it has 6 different suspension modes, which is really nice. If I'm out doing a country ride or out on the highway, I'll set this onto comfort. It also has 3 different engine mapping modes. Here, I don't know if I can see this, my finger is crooked. Here, it also has engine mapping modes. So you can go from dynamic to rain, which it pulls power out. It doesn't give it all the power, and the traction control kicks up a little higher. Then you got road, which is a little bit, lets the engine loose a little bit more, but it still restrains the engine a little bit more. And then you go to dynamic, which it just gives you everything, man. You put that thing on and it's like you're riding a sport bike, a big fat sport bike. So I usually keep it on road, unless I'm out here. If I'm doing like an iron butt run, which iron butt runs are distance rides where you have to be to cover a certain amount of distance in a certain period of time. It's called an iron butt run. If I'm doing those, I'll give it all the power. I'll give it in dynamic, but most of the time I'm in the more softer, subtle, comfortable rides. Because like I said before, I'm 54 years old, so I'm chilling. Plus I got an S1000. If I want to go really fast, I just get that out. But this bike does have capability to go really fast. It tops out at about 150 miles per hour. It's speed limited to about 150 miles per hour. So, but comparing this bike to a Harley Davidson, I mean, really, honestly, I kind of think, yeah, you can compare them, but I guess really there is no comparison, man. They're whole different types of bikes. You know, I see the Harley Davidson, which I've owned, and I love them. I love Harley Davidson, but I believe that the Harley Davidson has been more of a show bike. Hi. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so Harley Davidson is more like a show bike. Yeah, it can get the job done, and you could travel some serious distances, which I have. I've done iron butt runs on that Harley Davidson as well. Which again, iron butt is not a exercise that strippers do. Iron butt run is it's a distance and time ride. So the entry level is called a saddle soar. So it's like 1,000 miles in 24 hours. I've done probably about 4 or 5 of those. I need to step it up. I want to do all the states. They have like all the 48 states in 10 days or something like that. So I've been wanting to do that, but time hasn't allowed me. But so again, the Harley Davidson, like say this, for example, this bike here, this bike has about 40,000 miles on it. And other than a couple scratches that I put on the bike, you'd never know it. The bike is like brand new. The bike runs, it sounds, it acts, it moves, it handles just like it's brand new. My Harley Davidson that would have been classified with this bike were the last one I had, which was an '09, that I had to put extensive amounts of money into to bring it up to the riding level that I wanted it to be. I paid like $23,000 for the bike, and hopefully my wife don't watch this video. If you do, if you're watching this video, love, I want you to cover your ears at this point right here. I probably put another $15,000 in the bike after I bought it. Most of it was for, you know, Harley Davidsons, they got to be pretty, right? But it was also some performance issues. And a lot of those issues were handling problems. This bike here, I bought this bike. I paid $30,000 for this bike. I haven't put a dime in this bike other than tires and brakes and oil and gas, and that's it. Don't have to do anything to them. You just ride them. With the Harley Davidson, you have to re-engineer the bike. As soon as you buy the bike, you got to re-engineer it. Take the exhaust off, because you know, sound like a typewriter. I mean, you have to take the exhaust off. You have to retune the injector, the fuel system. I mean, it's just you got to do all kind of stuff. This bike here, you don't have to do nothing. Get on the bike and go. Hell, I don't even hardly wash this bike. My Harley, you really can't ride a dirty Harley, you know. So, you know, like I said, if I'm doing this video as a comparison bike in touring bikes from the Harley Davidson to the BMW touring bike, in my opinion, there's no comparison. And I've rode them both, and I've rode them extensively. You know, I own two Ultra Classics. Now you can't compare it. There's no comparison. And if you didn't, you know, and the thing of it is, a lot of Harley riders look down on these bikes. Not all of them. Not all Harley riders. A lot of people, you know, if you get a real bike, you know, when you're gonna get a real bike, when they see you pull up on this, you know, the group of the big Harley guys, you know, when are you gonna get a real bike? Well, what is a real bike? What's a real bike? A real bike is a performer, right? A real bike should have longevity, because if you got a real bike, you're riding it, right? But and I ain't knocking their flow. You know, a lot of the hardcore Harley riders. Like, I'm not stereotyping, because I'm a Harley rider too. I like Harley, but you know, you see a lot of people that say when you get a real bike, them guys, most of them dudes is like bar hoppers, you know. A lot of them, there's a Harley just went down, beautiful. But you know, not all of them, but a lot of them are, you know, they bar hop, you know. You take this bike here, you could leave. I could leave today. Today is November the 6th, 2022. I could come back January 3rd, 2025. And I'm not going to I probably won't have to deal with oil leaks and this and that and another thing. But, you know, and I say the thing with the oil leaks kind of, you know, tongue in cheek, because that's a problem Harley Davidson's always had, was oil leaks. But you know, it's like now I'm thinking about buying another bike. My wife honey, you need to cover your ears again. I'm thinking about getting another bike, adventure bike, which is a touring bike that you could go play in the dirt with. So you could go across the country just like you can on these big touring bikes, but you can go, you know, coast to coast. Just leave and, you know, just keep going. But you could also go off-road with these things. And Harley Davidson just came out with one called the Pan America. I've been checking it out. It's a nice bike. It's a good cross between speed and touring, you know, and off-road. Hearing a lot of good stuff. But now I'm starting to see videos of people who have had them for 15,000 miles or so. And they're getting rid of them. They're saying they're breaking down. The reliability issues. Simple engineering stuff, like you turn the steering wheel and the handlebars hit your windshield, you know, stuff like that. It's like, come on, man, you know, put some time, put some effort, you know. I mean, it's a nice bike, but you know, you got the BMW, got what they call a GSA adventure bike, and it's like, that thing, man, you know, you go across the surface of the moon with that thing, you know. So, but so comparing this BMW touring bike to a Harley Davidson touring bike, as a rider, as a hardcore rider, you're probably not gonna see anyone choose the Harley Davidson over this BMW. This one here, this is 2015. This bike's 2015. I never keep bikes this long. But nothing's come out that could beat this bike yet. So I figured, why am I going to take a bike that's paid for to get something else that's not paid for that ain't even as good as this bike? Don't make no sense. So that's why I'm keeping this bike. But so as far as comparison video, you know, Harley Davidson versus BMW, in my opinion, the smoothness of the ride. You know, I remember when I went to go test ride this bike, I took my wife with me. She got on the bike. When we got off the bike, she said, buy it. Just buy it. No question. She said, buy it. So that gives you an example, you know. She's not a big motorcycle person, but she knows quality when she see it. Hence, she married me, right? But so yeah, comparison video, no comparison. I know Harley Davidson been doing a lot of stuff new since 2015. I haven't ridden one. I haven't owned one of the new bikes, but I'll put my money on BMW every day, every single time. So anyway, I wanted to share some other stuff with you guys when I'm doing these videos. This is one about the k1600gtle BMW, and comparing it to a Harley Davidson. I'm going to share some more stuff with you guys about riding. I'm going to jump on this bike. I'm actually packed right now. I don't know if I'm going to head to Tennessee or not. I think I might just take a little ride around the Great Lakes and come on home. But so I might put on maybe about 500 miles, between 300 and 500 miles today. I'm not sure, but I'm going to do some more videos on a couple other things too. I'm going to do some. It's just an introduction to what I'm going to be doing with the motorcycle stuff. And I'm also going to share a couple of my other passions. Some of my other passions. I'm thinking about doing, so I've been a business owner since '99. I've been managing businesses since, shit. Can I cuss on video? Well, I just did, so. I've been managing businesses for a long time. So I'm thinking about doing how to start a pizza shop series. That's what I own. I own pizza shops. Well, a pizza shop now. I've owned many, but right now I just have one for simplicity purposes. But so I think I'm going to do some videos on how to be a successful pizza shop operator. And I think I'm going to do some more videos on old men in the gym. That's another one of my passions is weightlifting, bodybuilding. So I think I'm going to do some videos on that. But so anyway, I know these is goofy videos, you know, like I say in all my videos, but you know, I'm just doing these videos for my family. And you know, hell, one day one of my grandkids, you know, later on when I'm gone and buried, my grandkids could stumble across them and say, look, my grandpa, y'all right, he was crazy. But and when y'all do, I say, I love y'all. I'm gonna say it now, I love y'all. I got 13 grandkids right now, so you know, I'm doing this for them mainly. But all right, so love you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on this beautiful bike on this beautiful day, and I'll see y'all. Hopefully I'll make it home. All right, bye.